Hello KIS, this is Jae Doh
and Jessica Yun. We'll be reporting on the latest KIS news. Living abroad is always an interesting experience. Everyday activities for Korean residents are new encounters for newcomers. Plume reporters talk to foreigners about how they feel about living in Korea.
Jae-dong is a popular place of residence among foreigners in Bundang.
I go regularly to an English cafe here in Bundang called Mosaic.
If you could think of one of the biggest differences between Korea and New Zealand, what would it be?
I think food.
Food?
But mostly because I really love Korean food.
People from all over, meeting musicians, other internet developers. It's been good. You have to learn to just take everything in stride. So as far as it's been a really positive experience, and anybody that is considering coming here, whether it's to teach English or for other reasons, I would highly recommend giving South Korea a shot, specifically Seoul. There's lots to love here, and so I hope.
The Founders Scholarship is awarded to a select few. Phoenix Plume investigates into what it takes to be a Founders Scholar.
Hi, I'm in front of high school principal office, and I'll be going in to find out what are the criteria for Founders Scholarship.
And it's based on scholarship, citizenship, leadership, character, and service to the school. And all of the students can be nominated and voted on by the faculty staff, and then decisions are made in consultation with the founder.
So to get a scholarship, you have to participate in a lot of activities. In my case, when I got my scholarship during my sophomore year, I was part of student council as a student representative, and I was also involved in NHS, and I played 2 sports, tennis, varsity, and I was a JV captain for basketball. You also have to obviously have a good GPA. So I guess in order to decide who gets a scholarship, first you have to get a good GPA, and then you have to excel in other activities. Teachers have to like you, because teachers are the one who votes for you, the scholarship.
KI's high schoolers are making music with the Music Helper program, teaching middle schoolers band and orchestra instruments. Plume reporters met with Music Helper Sunyoung Park, who shared her teaching experience.
Sound of music. Music flows within the hallways of the high school building every orchestra class. However, many young players lack knowledge or dexterity when playing an instrument, so they ask for help to their music helpers on mastering their pieces for their classes.
I think my fingering, rhythm, and tempo, or those stuff that I need for orchestra, really improved, so it overall helped me a lot.
I started participating in this program since 8th grade when I first came here in KIS, and this was suggested by Mrs. Lee. This experience has made me to think about who I am again. I don't think I need money, but then it gives me something better than money. I'm now interested in teaching people.
Mrs. Stein, a former teacher, lectured the high school student body on poetry, teaching everything from rhythm to meter. KIS students actively participated in the seminar.
Start poetry and say, what do we need this stuff for?
Meet Mrs. Mary Stein. Mrs. Stein has been teaching around the world for over 40 years. Her passion for literature, especially poetry, has allowed her to meet students from all over the world. Stein had an uncanny ability to bring poetry into life, as she brought student participants up on stage to feel the rhythm and rhyme of poetry.
Mrs. Stein introduced all these new kind of different rhythms that we should be able to see in a poem, right? It kind of got easier to understand the poem itself.
Robert Frost said, "The heart sinks when robbed of the chance to discover for itself what a poem is all about." So I never teach poetry, really. I teach the process by which my students can go out and understand poems for themselves.
And that brings you up to date with all the news. This is Jessica Yun
and Jae Doh. Thank you for your company.